Thank you, Tim Disney. So nice to have you with us. With your wonderful guitar, too.
Thank you. Blue guitar.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Reverend Kate, and I would like to welcome you all to Sunday morning at the Center for Spiritual Living Forum. And whether you're in this room with us right now or whether you're watching us online, we're just happy to be able to be together and celebrate the truth. We know that there is a powerful good in the universe greater than we are, and that we can use it. And so keeping this in mind, I'd like to invite you to relax for a moment while I offer a spiritual mind treatment. So let's just remember the most basic thing about this reality, which is that this is a spiritual universe. That spirit is infinite, eternal, all-knowing, and all-loving. And that it is truly all there is. There is spirit and nothing. And since there is only spirit, we recognize that each one of us is a spiritual being made of the very substance of spirit itself. We are truly one with this oneness, this beautiful, loving givingness, this creative energy. And understanding this, I know and I declare on behalf of each and every one of us that wonderful good now unfolds. And together we plant a seed, a thought seed, consciousness of good unfolding in so many ways. Health, wealth, intelligence, wonderful relationship for ourselves and with them. And for this gathering, I know there is enough good, and I claim it on behalf of each and every one. And then I simply turn my treatment over to Spirit, understanding that it is already done. So I let go. I release. And I invite you to know this truth with me by staying together. And so it is. And now I want to turn it over to Tim, who's going to lead us in our group song if you want to rise.
Okay, here we go. Instrumental first. We go. Oh, the Spirit is around us like a rainbow around the sun. Oh, the Spirit is around us like a rainbow around the sun. Oh, the Spirit is around us, the Spirit is around us, the Spirit is around us like a rainbow around the sun. Oh, love is around us like a rainbow around the sun. Oh, love is around us like a rainbow around the sun. Oh, love is love is around us like a rainbow around the sun. Around us like a rainbow around the sun. Oh, peace around us like a rainbow around the sun. Oh, peace is around us like a rainbow around the sun. One more time, Spirit. Oh, the Spirit is around. Around the sun. Oh, the Spirit is around us like a rainbow around the sun. The Spirit is around us like a rainbow around the sun.
If you look inside this program, we have a group reading, and I would like to invite you all to read it along with me. Ready? There is one life, both visible and invisible, one presence, one mind, one power is all. This one that is all is perfect love and perfect intelligence. I am an individualized expression of all that it is. I am ever one with this perfect life, perfect love, and perfect intelligence. Thank you all. And now I would like to invite Tim up to help me with this candle lighting. We like to just light a few candles in celebration and recognition of just a few of the amazing aspects of this thing called life. And so first, we light a candle for life itself, that which lives in and through each one of us and everything. There is only one life. That life is Spirit's life, and that life is our life now. So please affirm with me, I am light. And we light a candle for love, the unifying, harmonizing force of the universe. We each are points of love within the heart of Spirit. So please affirm with me, I am love. Next, we light a candle for light. We each radiate the light, the intelligence of spirit, wherever we are. So please affirm with me, I am light. And we light a candle for beauty. We are made in the likeness and image of spirit. We each express the beauty of spirit's perfection as our perfection now. So please affirm with me, I am beauty. We light a candle for joy. Joy is the very nature of spirit and the true essence of each of us. We each bring joy to the world. So please affirm with me, I am joy. And we light a candle for peace. Today and every day, we open our hearts to peace. We are each a center of peace in our world. So please affirm with me, I am peace. And finally, I invite you each to take a moment and just recognize your own inner light that is always shining within as we each honor our very own metaphysical path of wholeness, oneness, and mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principles, which are ours to rely upon always. Thank you, Jim. And now I'm going to turn it over to Kim for a song, and then we will hear from Dr. Carol Carnes with her message for the morning.
Well, we could all hide beneath the wing. The 6 o'clock alarm would never ring. Oh, rain, we all right. We will run to sleep now. All right. Chicken raisin, oh, and it's stain. Human being, can it be? Daydreams of leaving. I hope I'm be. What can it be? Tomorrow might bring a human being. You know, she was fond of me. But now she knows me. Oh, but the good time started in the door. Really need. And it me. And I hope nothing wait. You and me. And it me. What beautiful dream, cheer up, human being. Oh, you know, sometimes all is well. But think of all the stories you and I could tell. Oh, yeah, a good and bad. in the sand. What a wonderful life we've all had. You be in me. It's all complete. You be in me. You're all in love. It's a beautiful dream. Cheer up, you and me. Such a beautiful dream, and cheer up, you and me. Believer. Cheer up, you and me.
Good morning. Welcome. What a great day. The last Sunday in 2025. Ready for the new year? Don't look real enthusiastic. Well, maybe you will be by the time we get out of here. All right, I have some things to share with you today. And I always like to begin by saying, I've been saying this for 40 years. This is a teaching, not a preaching. This isn't a way to get into some heaven or avoid some hell. This is about learning how to be awake and aware in time and space on this planet, in this dimension, which is our purpose. To live because we can. Just for the fun of it, just for the joy of it, just for the expression of it. That is, we are made in the image and likeness of that life that is ever becoming. And that is our role, to ever become more of ourselves by discovering our spiritual roots and the power of our mind, the power of perception, the power of co-creation. And we have methodology for that. It's called spiritual mind treatment. We're going to be doing some classes in that in the new year. It's a very, very powerful technique. I'll just say this about it. It's a logical and sequential movement of mind along certain lines to bring about a desired result. Rather than praying to, we are declaring what is so. And the desired result is never something out there. It's something in here because it begins in here. And what's out there will automatically show up. Most powerful thing to know, isn't it? Yes. And that's why we have classes in, because it's easy to forget. The world out there is rather seductive, would you say? Absolutely. You know, I got a laptop for Christmas. What a gift, because I had two old ones that were kind of dying. And today they pretty much set themselves up. I was amazed. It was kind of creepy how we got everything on my old computer without me even connecting them and put it on the new one. I went, I don't even want to know how that happened. But sometimes you have to call the Geek Squad. And I always say to them, explain it to me like I'm in the 5th grade, because my mind was better then. And I was eager to learn. And so they put it in very simple terms. Well, the master teacher that we know as the man Jesus did just that. He taught in parables, and he taught about seeds and soil, and he taught to people that were largely illiterate, but he spoke to their soul. He spoke to their heart. And so it's stories like this one I want to share with you today that I think he would have told had he known about this particular story from India. It's about a very tall tree, straight, tall tree with many, many branches. And sitting at the very top branch is a beautiful bird, and she's singing away, and occasionally she flies off, and she comes back, and she's got some worms or some food, and she's just living a lovely life up there at the top of the tree. At the base of the tree is another bird. Well, this guy is pecking around trying to find something to eat in the dirt. He has no awareness of his wings. He don't know, what are these for? He can't seem to do anything with them. He's resigned to the life he's living. But he learns to take little leaps. One day he took a little leap up on a branch, and he could see things a little better. He took another little leap, and eventually he landed at the top of the tree, and he learned how to fly. He saw that other bird flying, and he figured out he could do that too. So my point is, little leaps of awareness make for big changes in our lives. You don't have to get enlightened. It's little daily practices and little daily beliefs that you actually put into practice that show us we are indeed a part of something spiritual. We are a part of something infinite. We are part of this universe. It has to do with seeing things in a new way, beginning with ourselves. So, what would push us to take a little leap out of fear? If not a glimmer of what if? Ernest Holmes, who founded this teaching back in the early part of the 20th century, his favorite question was, what's next? And my favorite question is, what if? Well, what if things were very different? Beginning with my life, beginning with me. What changes could I make? Now, that's a glimmer of possibility. As soon as you say, well, what if? We don't think of ourselves this way, but when you say what if, as an example, you have hooked into the universal creative process. That's the first step, is to get an idea. And we begin with self-talk. And that's what our 21st century prayer is about. It's about talking to ourselves. As a matter of fact, Ernest Holmes once said, if you have a problem, don't talk to anybody else first, talk to yourself. Give yourself a treatment of spiritual truth. And we can teach you how to do that here. So maybe, but what if? What if we had better health than we had last year? What if we're radiant? What if we really felt revitalized? What if we were more prosperous? What if we expected the good? We got a little more cheerful about things. What if we could see through the appearance that's on the news to the potential that's trying to happen? The what if that's trying to happen? Can we take a little leap in that direction? And that's kind of part of the spiritual practice. You want more peaceful? Can we do a little meditation every day? Can we give ourselves that? Want a little more prosperity? Can we circulate our wealth a little more, maybe? Maybe we find places to put it to work more in the flow, start participating more in the direction we want to go. A little leap up that tree. It might begin with an affirmative thought, such as, I know that's good for me and I ought to have it. We say that a lot here. It comes from one of the great early metaphysicians, Emma Curtis Hopkins. And that's what she said. Every single sentient being, all of nature, all people are saying subjectively, there's good for me and I ought to have it. And the problem has arisen because we didn't know how to get it. We didn't know where good started. We didn't know the power of our own self-expression and our own perception. So that's the beginning point, just by saying, I can be healthier, I can be wealthier, I can be happier, I can be more peaceful, I can be kinder, I can be more compassionate. How can I say those things if they don't already live in me? We're actually making a claim, and our part is to demonstrate it. So Emma Curtis Hopkins said that there's good for us and we ought to have it because, like the little bird on the ground, we live in the same field. We breathe the same air that Jesus breathed, that Buddha breathed, that all of the great saints and sages of all religions breathe. We breathe the same air as Einstein. Anyone we admired who created good in the world, we're in the same field. Ernest Holmes, in this little book called, I think it's called Seminar Lectures. It was a book he wrote, it was a group of talks he gave to practitioners. And he gave this example. He said, imagine a row of houses. This one looks like a little condo, and this one looks like a rustic farmhouse, and this one looks like, oh, it's very elegant. Here's a Victorian one. And dividing them are fences. And everybody in each place is having their experience that they've created, a Victorian home, a condo, et cetera, et cetera. He says, now imagine all the fences come down. We're all living in the same field. There's no real separation. They're individualizing something from the same field of potential. We are all individualizing something from the what-if potential, according to what we see is possible or think might be possible for ourselves, and then taking those little daily leaps. A little leap out of thinking of God as a remote male presence far off. That's a huge leap. That ain't a little leap. That's a huge leap that mankind has taken, womankind has taken, we've all taken, and the world is catching up. And of course it's chaotic because it's very difficult to give away an old idea that you cherished, even if it's wrong, even if there's a better version of the same thing. So we're kind of in that process right now. It's a huge shift, and the beginning of a move up the tree of life. I really think this is key. We say, well, people can have a right to believe what they believe. They do. But beliefs affect everybody. Beliefs affect governments and families and corporations and the environment. It's all ideas being expressed. So if we can get the basic idea of who we are and what the source of life is correct, or at least closer to the truth than we have, we're going to see massive changes for good in the world. It all begins with that. What is the source of life? What is my relationship with it? How do I interact with it? This is what this teaching is really all about. Jamaican guru Moochie, you ever heard of Moochie? Pretty interesting guy. He told the story about a monkey. And it's a story of a monkey who responded to a man holding out some candy, like some trinkets. Caught the monkey's attention and he grabbed onto it. Well, the guy grabbed onto the monkey and chained him, put a brick on the chain so this little guy couldn't move. But the man brought him food every day. And he petted him and patted him on the head and telling him, "You're doing just fine." But the monkey began to notice that there were other monkeys that weren't chained. And they were playing in the trees, jumping from branch to branch, and they were having babies and taking care of them and chattering away and just having a great old time. And he wondered, I don't know, I think I better stay put. He brings me food, he pats me on the head, I think he likes me. I'm probably better off here. I don't know if I can take care of myself. How would I feed myself? So he stopped wishing and hoping, he stopped saying what if, and he remained in place in a false sense of security. There's a great book by Alan Watts, who was a Buddhist scholar. It's called The Wisdom of Insecurity. We live in a culture that has created a desire for false security in us. And it's the first thing that robs us of our freedom is the sense that we need to get things in place and never have them move. Exactly the opposite of what life wants us to do. If we really got this, and I'm talking to myself here, folks, if we really got it, that everything we could ever need is at hand now. What did the man Jesus say? Your good is at hand, but you cannot see it? He said the kingdom is at hand and you cannot see it. And the kingdom is within. The kingdom is within, and that is that wellspring of potential, possibility that we draw from when we say, what if? And when our heart desires something more than its experience, that's telling us it's already real in us and it wants out. They say in some religions, let God in. I said, well, let God out. We want God to come out through our expression, God being that one power that has no opposite, is never in conflict, is forever becoming. It is always making everything out of itself by becoming the thing it makes, including you and me. So, poor little monkey, I hope he got out of that false security. So, he shared the same forest, the same air, the same source, but he mistakenly allowed himself to forget that desiring security over freedom will keep you chained. And this is tricky because people say, well, you're saying I shouldn't invest. You say I shouldn't have a savings account. No, no. You do what you are led to do. It's a bigger idea of who we are. It's how people recover from major catastrophes in a positive way. You know, you'll see a hurricane or something and people just, lives are just destroyed as far as physical security. But there's always people that will say when they're interviewed, we'll rise up, we'll recreate it again. We did it in the first place. We'll be fine. And then there's other people that it's the end of their life. It's all perception, right? So it isn't about what you do as much as what you're feeling and thinking when you do it. If you're seeing that you're free now. So lots of people prefer old times religion because the only thing required of them is blind faith. New Thought, which is generic what this teaching is, asks us to take our rightful place as co-creators of our experience. Co-creators of our experience. And when we say it's all here now, not in some future heaven, you see there's a danger waiting for things to happen. There's the danger, even though, we talked about the big awakening that humanity's going through. We sure thought it was. Yeah, it is. It's moving in that direction. But you can't wait for it, like something will zap us into a unity of consciousness. No, it's an evolution of ideas changing. And religion is a big part of that. But we need some new ideas in these old-time religions. So it's little leaps in the everyday world that open us to the reality that we already share and deciding to see things from a bigger vantage point. All right, so also to respond to what is in front of us with the understanding that it is all temporary. Ralph Waldo Emerson, who I adore, I wrote a book about his writing, said all facts are fluid. Nothing is set in concrete. Facts are fluid because they're made of ideas, and ideas have no power in and of themselves. They have to have, as they say in quantum physics, an apprehending consciousness. They have to have a mind driving them forward. And when the idea changes, the effect changes. Things change. So everything is susceptible to a better idea. Bodies, relationships, bank accounts, governments, everything is held together by ideas. A better idea is a little leap up the tree, and it starts things moving in a new direction. Okay, so today, can we allow ourselves to play with better ideas? Just the exercise of thinking beyond the circumstances we're in is a powerful move in the right direction. So what I want to do now is introduce something we've been doing for years in different places around the country. It's called Name Your Year. Any of you ever participate in Name Your Year? At the end, you name what the next year is going to be, and something more than get your kicks in 26. I mean, something deeper than that. Are you interested in thinking about it? What you would name your year? If it was prophetic, if it was a declaration, a demand on the creative energy. But you know what we have to do first? We have to name 2025. The other day I wrote this, just as an example. I would have to call my 2025 the year of surprising changes. Just about everything in my life came to an end or began a new series of experiences. I moved into a housemate situation with an old friend after living alone for nearly 40 years. And I liked it. That was a remarkable turn of events. Never would have expected it. I sold my car and walked everywhere. But later, another generous friend gave me an old car that she had that runs perfectly. I was asked to be a part of the Center for Spiritual Living here to speak twice a month, something that my soul needed. So it went, and so it goes. Now, people, when I tell this little silly story, people say, okay, were you treating to move in with a housemate? Were you treating to, no, here's my treatment went, something like this. I know that there is a power within me that guides and directs me in exactly the right place at the right time to give the gift I came here to give and to live with surroundings that are pleasing to me. I didn't say where I had to be. And where it turned out to be is with a friend who used to be a boyfriend 40 years ago. Imagine that. Amazing. Who could predict it? Nobody could have predicted that. Okay, so we want to do the naming of our new year without a lot of boundaries, without a lot of concrete ideas. More about, I would have to call, like I said, 2025 the year of surprising changes. I write a daily blog called Living Consciously, and I got the idea from the movie A Year of Living Dangerously. I wrote an article for Creative Thought magazine years ago, every month, called A Year of Living Consciously, and then I extended it into a blog. Okay, so thinking this week, maybe we'll pick it up again next week, in the first week of the new year, but think about 2025. Was there a theme? Was there kind of a feeling? What would you call it? If your 2025 was a TV show, what would you call it? You can have fun with this. It doesn't sound like fun, does it? But it can be. It's enlightening. If we can be that, if we can own what we created last year, even if it feels like we had nothing to do with it, if we can own that and give it a name, we have just taken a big step up the tree. A big leap. All right, so give it some thought. And see 2026 as an open book with a lot of blank pages. What will you call this book? I want to close with just a little blessing for us. As we come to a close on this last Sunday of the year, we let what was behind us simply dissolve into the nothingness from whence it came. We mark this time as a stepping stone, a leap, an entrance into a brand new life. A life filled with all the wonderful things we may have denied ourselves in the past. And we know it's not about getting, it's about expressing. It's about participating. It's about circulating. It's about becoming. So I just want to declare for every person here and everybody watching, this is going to be the best year of your life. And that's what I'm naming 2026, the best year of my life. And so it goes. And so it is. Tim?
Good songs. Streets of old, there's a wind upon the land. If you can read the highway signs, then you know it is at hand. And if one brave angel flies the dawn, you don't even know his name. Who's his name? Upon the shore, oh, the keeper of the flame. Shots right out of the brain scheme. Shots right out of the brain scheme. There was one child out across this land. I don't need this anymore. And a one brave angel, she flies at dawn. We didn't even know her name. will stand upon the shore. Oh, the keepers of the flame. When angels flies at dawn, oh, the keepers of the flame. Freedom is an endless word. We're always on more. There are heroes in the Holy Heart. It's like the Holy War. Do you even know his name? Stand upon the shore. The keepers of the flame. You even know her name. Stand upon the shore. Keepers of the flame. Keepers of the flame.
Resembled that song Time Passages by Terry Rafferty.
Thank you for the talk, Dr. Carroll, and thank you for the music, Tim. Really nice. I appreciate it so much. So right now is our time, we call it our time for conscious giving. And if you look inside your program, we actually have both a little saying and then a short singing opportunity that Tim will help us with. So if you can find that, let's say this together. Divine love flowing through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I am, and all that I give. I know this is so, and so it is.
I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, so grateful. I am so blessed. We are so blessed, we are so blessed, we are so grateful for all that we have. We are so blessed, we are so blessed, we are so grateful, we are so blessed.
Thank you, everyone. I just have a few announcements, and if you're watching online, you can find out more at our clcarlsbad.org webpage and newsletter link. So, if this is your first time visiting, we're really happy to have you. Want to thank you for joining us and invite you to sign up for our weekly email in the lobby during our coffee and conversation time. So for everyone, we have a couple of important announcements. We're making changes. So today is all about get ready for change. So in 2026, it's going to be our year of sleeping later, because we're going to change our start time from 10 to 10:30 for our service. And for our meditation, we'll be changing it from 9:30 to 10. So that's next week. Next week, we'll be starting half an hour later. And also, we're going to start having our potlucks on the first Sunday of the month instead of the third Sunday of the month. So that means next week is potluck Sunday, and as always, no change here, birthday Sunday. So we figured, let's eat first and then have birthday cake. So I think everyone kind of agreed that that would be a good idea. So next week, next Sunday, January 4th, we start half an hour later, and we have potluck. Yeah. What did I say? Come right up there.
So I just wanted to remind you that next week is the first Sunday in January. And for every Sunday in January, we're doing the first 4 chapters of Ernest Holmes' book, Science of Mind. So it'll be the thing itself, the way it works, what it does, and how to use it. You don't want to miss the series. And we're taking turns, so you get 2 voices.
Okay, should I repeat that for the people online? It came out okay? Good, because we're kind of sharing a microphone for that moment. That's good. Yes, we have a plan for January, and I think everyone will enjoy kind of getting back to the basics of our teaching. I know I will. I always like to go back to the fundamentals because that is what matters so much. So the other thing I just want to mention is that, as always today, during our coffee time, you're welcome to request your own personal spiritual mind treatment, either by asking me, Dr. Carol, Reverend Dr. Lori McMacken is here. Raise your hand. He's here. Practitioners Larry is here. So we're all available to do personal treatments one-on-one with you. Or the other thing is we also take written requests for treatment during the week. And if you look on the back of your program, you'll see our treatment team. And if you write down a request, we will let our team know that, and they will do a treatment for you during the week. So a treatment is really putting a positive thought into motion. And if you haven't experienced before what it's like, I invite you to get involved in the idea of using spiritual mind treatments. We can do them for ourselves, and we can also do them for each other on request. So the final thing I want to do is just invite you to give our volunteers and helpers a big round of applause. Thank you. And Johnny, I'm so glad you guys came home from vacation and got all of our sound system working. It's so great. And our volunteer sign-up sheet is on the book table today. So, in closing, I would like to do a short treatment, and I do invite you to just relax as we once again remind ourselves the truth that this is the universe of good, that there really is good for each of us, that we ought to have it, and that we can learn to open our hearts and minds and allow this good to be more and more in circulation in our lives, because we are one with the whole creative energy of the universe. And so as during this week we think about the past year, what name we might give to what unfolded for us in the past 12 months, And as we look forward in anticipation to the good yet to unfold for us and think of a name of what we would love to see our next featured year to be like. Know the truth that I know that it is good in expression, love in expression, creative intelligence in expression. Therefore, we do know that it is wise to say yes to the love and the wisdom of spirit. And so I open my heart and know that all good now unfolds for each and every one of us. I give thanks that it's so. I know it is so. And I let it go by saying, inviting you to stay along with me. And so it is. Thank you, everyone. And now, if you'd like, on the back of your program, we have a song. So if you want to ride, we can sing it together with Tim's help.
I thought I'd indulge, since the new year, and a different intro into the song. It's just like, should old acquaintance be forgot and never come to mind, and old acquaintance be forgot. Oh, let your love go free. The ocean right across the sea. Let it flow like a river. Let it fly like a dove. Until your heart remembers you can't stop. What you did, it started. Watch what comes. Can't stop love one more time. Open your heart and let your love go. Out over the ocean, across the street. Let it fly like a river. Let it go like a curve until your heart remembers. Can't stop love. Get it started. Can't stop love.
Thank you, everyone. Well, it's done.
Sorry about that.
Oh, I know.
Something
It
went,
was cold outside.
something went crazy with the announcements. I don't know.
Where?
Something went crazy with the announcements. That didn't sync up with what you were saying.
Oh, it's good.
It is. Now it seems to be working.
The sound was perfect. So, you know.
Okay, you know,
Hey, how are you? I think I've seen you. Yeah, I was here.